All right, let's talk about one of the most fascinating and frankly weirdest places on the world map, the tiny Principality of Monaco. It's this little sliver of a country, just packed with glamour, super yachts, and an almost unbelievable amount of wealth. So, how on earth did it get that way? Let's dive in and figure it out together. I mean, this is the real head scratcher, right? Why would the world's absolute wealthiest people choose to cram themselves into a country that is smaller than Central Park? It just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. What's the secret sauce? What's this magnetic pull that brings billionaires from all over the globe to this one tiny strip of Mediterranean coastline? Okay, to really get a picture of what we're talking about, check out this number: 1 in 3. Roughly 1 out of every 3 people you'd meet on the streets of Monaco is a millionaire. Just let that sink in for a second. It's the highest concentration of wealth anywhere on the planet. But the question remains, how? Now, if you're trying to solve this mystery, there's one really obvious first clue. And honestly, it's probably the first thing that popped into your head. It all starts with money. Or, to be more specific, how much of your money you get to keep. And this right here, this is the big one. On one side, you've got the reality for most of us, right? Income tax rates that can easily hit 40%, sometimes even more. And on the other side, for residents of Monaco, you've got a big, beautiful zero. Yep. Since way back in 1869, Monaco has charged its residents zero income tax. Now, for a billionaire, that's not just a nice little saving. It is an absolute financial game changer. So yeah, this policy makes Monaco a classic example of what we'd call a tax haven. But here's the thing. If it were just about taxes, the ultra-wealthy would have plenty of other options. So what's really crucial to understand here is that this zero tax policy, it's only the beginning of the story. There is so much more to it. So, if it's not just about the money you save, what else is going on? Well, the next piece of the puzzle is the actual experience of living in this exclusive place. What does daily life really look like inside what some people might call a gilded cage? And this is the other side of the coin. First up, security. It is absolutely off the charts. We're talking one police officer for every 100 residents and 24/7 video surveillance covering the entire country. It has to be one of the safest places on earth. Then you've got the lifestyle, world-class dining, the Formula One race roaring through your streets, a harbor that looks like a showroom for super yachts. But maybe, just maybe, the most important thing is the privacy and the community of peers. It's a place where being a billionaire is just the norm. Okay, so zero taxes, total safety, and an elite lifestyle, it sounds perfect. So what's the catch? There has to be a catch, right? How does a person actually get a ticket into this exclusive club? Well, as it turns out, Paradise has a very high price of admission. And it's not just about money. You can't just show up with a suitcase. It's this whole rigorous process. First, you have to prove you have substantial wealth. Second, you have to deposit at least €500,000 into a Monaco bank account. Third, you have to buy or rent property, where the price per square meter is the highest in the entire world. And finally, after all that, you have to pass an official interview to prove you're of good character. This high barrier isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's designed specifically to protect Monaco's exclusivity. So now we've got all the clues. We have the tax incentive, we have the lifestyle perks, and we have that massive barrier to entry. And when you put them all together, you don't just get a rich country. You get a carefully engineered, self-perpetuating system. You get what we can call the Monaco formula. And this is that recipe, visualized perfectly. It starts with that foundation of zero income tax. You add in unparalleled security and privacy. You mix in an elite lifestyle surrounded by your peers. And you control it all with that extremely high barrier to entry. The result? The most potent and enduring billionaire magnet in the world. And that brings us to our final thought, the Monaco formula. It has proven to be incredibly successful for over a century. But in a world where money and people are more mobile than ever before, you have to wonder, is this model something that can be copied? Will we start to see new little enclaves, new city-states, all competing to become the next Monaco? Now that is a question worth thinking about.